people role-playing in mirrors. You think you couldn't get any worse than that. But unfortunately, there are places worse than hell. The Void Club.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Void Club. A place cherished by some and despised by many. For a club with the reputation as it has, you would think there'd be little controversy. It's just a club, right? Wrong. Today, we will be asking the question, what is the truth behind the people that go to the Void Club, and what really goes on inside its walls? Come join me and my co-host Kaiju as we reveal the inner workings of the Void Club.
That was really cute.
What's up, gamers?
That's good. No, that's good.
Can I ask you two a question?
How are you so cute?
Or can I ask you two a series of questions if y'all don't mind, actually?
Oh shit, it's the Master Chef.
Yes, I'm in.
There was no point in bringing him away because now he's here.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
Might as well
that.
continue, right?
What do you guys think about the Void Club? Honest opinion on Void. Yeah.
It all
they are.
depends on the people, really. It's always just the people.
Yes.
It's
I
always
walk
the
in
people, man.
expecting lap dances, to be honest. Whenever I walk in here, my first thought is, lap dances. And then I never get them. But that's okay. At least that's what I think about. And it's a pretty cool place,
Yeah.
other than that. I like the little tables.
Alright, so what do you guys think about the people in
That's a
Void
fair
then?
answer. That's a fair answer.
Most of the people in Void, like everyone.
Half of them you get good ones,
Most
and
of the
half of
people
them
are
you
just
get
horny
very,
straight white
very no.
boys.
So you guys like most of the people in Void
She's
then?
lagging out.
Most of the time.
That's fair. Yeah, you got it.
How often would you say that you're in Void Club? If you want to give it like a time, like a certain amount of time, maybe weekly, daily.
I would say
Ah, she got disconnected.
Once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks.
probably like
Yeah.
3-4 times in a week.
Okay.
Or yeah,
Mm.
I say 4 or 5 times a week.
Relying off of what my man said here, is that would you consider that a lot, or would you consider that not enough? What do you say about that? Coming here that many times.
I think it's a good
I mean, it
amount.
just depends. I mean, it depends. If you're into dancing and you're into kind of with people playing music around and stuff like that, then this is a perfect place to go. Otherwise, most people kind of just go to like Black Cat, the Great Pug, stuff like that, just to kind of more social. This is kind of social, but also more leaning to like dance and stuff like that. So
So would you?
Got it. I can
Would
respect
you
that. I can
classify
respect
the Void Club
Oh,
as
Debbie
a?
is still here.
I mean, it's obviously a fucking strip club, is it not? Would you classify it as a Void
Is
Club?
it?
not really, because I mean,
I'd say it's a
there
club.
is like a. I would say more like
It's
a
just a
club,
club.
and then this
Just
club
a
club. You
normal
can.
club.
I would.
Mhm.
No, I think the VGL club
On the
is more of
stage.
like a strip club, if anything, if
Yeah.
you're looking for that.
Oh wait,
There's one
there
question
is-
I just
there is-
remembered.
There's a stage downstairs and a pool.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
There we've.
Oh my god.
there's two
Yeah.
poles downstairs actually.
That's why I was saying it's kind of like a strip club, right? Yeah.
No, I think
Alright,
like, to be
yeah,
honest,
club.
like the Void Club is more of like just a chill hangout area. Some people will go into the back and like do stuff like ERP or whatever, which is kind of weird, but like normally it's just like a chill hangout area. Everyone just stands by the mirror
What's up?
and kind of stares at each other. It's just kind of how VRChat is though.
This next question I
Not
have. So would you,
Cody.
since you guys come here a lot, would you consider it being?
They're in a
Would
private
you consider
world.
it weird to do ERP
They
here?
crashed.
Because
No,
we've been
they
asking
went into a
questions
private
around with
world.
other people in different worlds and stuff like that about
like he's set
Void
to
Club
orange.
and
Yeah.
like ERP comes up all
Like,
the time. Like
personally,
Like it's intertwined.
What the fuck?
I mean, the Void Club is a lot more like NSFW if you think about it. But like personally, I think ERPing is weird. It's not really my thing. But you know, there are a lot of people, especially at night. Like if you stay around at night, you'll see a lot of people try to do it in public, and it's kind of weird, kind of gross. But I mean,
oh no, I'm 25 now.
It really depends on the instance you're in.
Congrats, man. Happy birthday.
Normally, everyone just chills. There's a lot of drama in the Void Club. I love just coming and like listening. I'm one of those people that just comes, listens, and like is quiet most of the time. I don't really talk. I like to listen to other people's drama because there's a lot of fucking drama that goes down in the Void Club.
So say somebody's new to VRChat and they come to the Void Club, or just even they're just new to VRChat. Would you recommend the Void Club to this person? As like one of their first words that they go to.
No, I would say I would say the grape. I would say the black cat or the grape pug. Yeah, black or grape pug.
Black cat, grape pub. Or even like if they want like a club or something to dance, like the Volt Club, like the Volt Dance Club. It's a little bit less intense than it is in here because it's mainly just like a dance floor. There's like some sitting areas on the top or whatever. So yeah, if they want something that's like a high beat and they can be fun. The Volt like dance club is cool. This place for newbies though, it's a little overwhelming. I think I don't know if it's something I would recommend to people that have just started VRChat because like the whole idea of like ERP and like good relationships off VRChat can be a little bit weird for beginners. But the more that you play, the more you realize that the relationships you make on here are really real. Like I've made real friends. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Void Club is recommended though for new people.
So what do you guys think about people? Because we've asked a lot of people about this question, and everyone seems to come into agreement that the Void Club is like the worst place on VR. What is your opinion on that?
I don't think it's the worst place. I mean, quite frankly, it's.
I mean, like your fit is.
I hang out here quite often.
I would say the worst place is.
I think anywhere. No, I think any place you go to can be a bad place in VRChat because people on here, you have to be careful. And I guess in the Void Club, I guess because there's a lot of. I don't want to say there's a lot of. VRChat has a lot of different people, and you don't want to make friends with the wrong person because some people, they're not as they seem. You shouldn't trust everyone you meet, especially in an area like this. And I find that because it's online and because people don't really make those, I guess, like personal connections like they do IRL, it's really easy to trust people on here and open up too much to someone that you shouldn't open up to. So I think that, I don't think the Void Club is like a bad place or a dangerous place. I just think that in an area like here where you're drinking and everyone's just kind of crazy and really like together, it can be like a breeding ground for making toxic friends. I definitely agree with that.
If you would like to give like a closing statement of like your overall opinion of the place, just
the Void Club or just VRChat in general?
Just yeah, or let's just keep it to the Void Club right now. Let's just
keep it to the Void Club.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Just give a closing statement.
I like the Void Club. I love the Void Club. I always love to come and be a stalker and just listen to other people's drama. Yeah, normally you'll just see me in here laying down, chilling, and listening to people, or getting into fights with people. That's pretty much it.
I just think they won't
Excuse me,
they won't.
Fine people. May I ask you guys a few questions? So first question, how often do you guys come to the Void Club?
This is the first time I've ever been here. We come here to fuck around. Yeah, we come here to make people uncomfortable.
Okay.
This world sucks. This world fucking sucks.
Okay, so that leads right into my second question. So what is your guys' opinion about this world? Like, what do you guys think of it?
Hold on. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Let me go first. Before Pond goes. So, yeah? Okay, so my opinion is that a lot of people come here to have a specific environment, and that environment is kind of ERP. They want to have people who want to goof around and feel like slightly sexual. This world's for fucking degenerates and ERPers, bro. Fuck everybody here that actually comes here on a daily basis. So everybody that chills in that side room and sits in front of that mirror, all fucking cess. All cess. All of them are cess. But I'm like Tim, I come here to fuck with people because it's fun. Right. Because nobody in this game knows what fucking people is anymore. They don't
know how to fuck with people. Not fuck people. Fuck with people. You know what I mean? This game's meme shit has died.
So why are you so passionate about so you seem to be passionate about your hatred about this game. Why are you so passionate?
There's no hatred. It's like the people that normally come here in a public.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Go in the other room for like a few seconds. You know what I'm saying?
We just interviewed them,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, Seth. It's not my hatred towards it. It's just, I don't dig hanging out in this world. I have a group of friends I normally hang with. No, I don't because they're always baked, they're always erping, or I just don't really get along with them because we don't share views and things.
Alright, so what is your opinion on ERP and then, like, your
ERP, okay, my honest opinion.
Wait.
Jesus.
One at a time.
Hey. I was in line.
Okay, for someone who has not ERP'd before, I think it's fine. I think if you have the person that you want to do with, do it. I think in general, you shouldn't let it take over a world. You go upon.
I think.
And then char, and then
same
virus.
as him. Erping is okay if it's with one person, but how do you trust that person that you met in VRChat? Probably a thought. You never know. She's probably a guy. You don't know, bro. But majority of people, I've erped once, and it was really cringe and made me laugh the whole time. I had my mic muted, and it was gross. It was fucking gay as fuck. But anyways. Yeah, erping is just cringe. It's just fucking cringe. I just find it cringe. These people? I'm giving my honest opinion. Erping is cringe, but if it's with one person and you're getting off to it, dude, who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? I may look like an e-boy, but I hate the I can't say that word. I will get banned.
That's one of the what's your opinion on e-boys?
It depends on the e-boy. See, if I had like tattoos all over me and I was like really glowy, it'd be a problem, right? It'd be kind of cringe. And I look like an e-boy, but I just like this avatar. It looks good in full body. It plays nice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess
I want a male avatar, and finding male avatars in this game is very hard. It is very hard. Finding a good male avatar. I guess. It depends on the e-boy. The kind of e-boys that come here, I hate all of them. I can't get along with any of them. But I may look like one, so I'm in disguise, you know what I mean? I can understand how they think.
What is your honest opinion about you girls?
Depends on the girl, but majority of them in this game are thoughts. Trust my word on that. Trust my fucking word on that. I've been around for probably around 1,500 hours. 90% of them are thoughts. You'll meet that nice girl sometimes. She's not wearing a thoughty avatar. She's just chilling, and you're like, cool, I get along with her. But then you meet that one chick that's wearing full body like me, and she's like, oh my god, yes, let me twerk that ass. You know what I mean? It's you meet that shit all the time. Just listen. If you want to have a good time on this game, don't come to this world. Just do not come to the Void Club.
So in the end of our questioning, we usually ask the people that we question if they would like to give a closing statement before they leave or before we go interview some other people.
VRChat is dog shit. It's not the same as it used to be, and I wish it was better. That's all. I wish more memers were on the game. I wish there was more funny people like Tim in my group. I wish there was more people that like to fuck around and people that knew how to take humor seriously. But no, there's none of that anymore. Everybody's some fucking degenerate simp and e-girl.
Any of you guys got a mic? We got a few questions we would like to ask y'all. I can come with me real quick.
Bro, just do it here, man. Why the fuck you gotta go to a fucking closet, dog? Just do it right here. I did in the fucking alley. Get your bitch ass back here and ask these fucking questions.
Alright, nigga, listen here, bro. I like the door. Alright,
I don't give a fuck. You're gonna ask. I don't pay you to be this fucking stupid. I don't pay you to ask these questions. To ask me questions about this bullshit. You ask the motherfucker the question, and that's it. You don't talk back, motherfucker, or you're not getting that check. Bitch! You don't talk back!
They're having domestic.
Alright, so let's start off with the questions right here, shall we? What's your opinion on Void? You know, the world Void.
It's the Void Club?
The Void Club.
I think it's just now, it's turned into a place where people literally just sit and look at the mirror. Like, it used to be where fucking rape bitches go, but now it's just full of low-life losers.
So how was Void in the past then? How would you say it was back then?
There was ERP every second in that place, I swear. Everywhere I went, the private rooms were used. So
A lot of sex. Got it.
lots of horny fucking individuals.
So would you
I'll
say
tell you
that
that.
it's not like that nowadays?
Definitely not. It's lost its charm.
Through the interviews that we've done in the past in different worlds and different people, we have concluded on other people's opinions. These are not our opinions. We will say that right now, so don't come at us for this. E-boys and e-girls are somehow, how can we say, like linked in some sort to the Void
They're
Club?
linked to Void. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you would say yes, that is true.
yeah. That's where they all hang out.
What are you guys' opinions on e-girls, e-boys? Like, what are you guys' opinions on? We're talking about the culture
I
in
love
general.
you, boys.
The culture of e-boys and e-girls. What's your guys' opinions on them?
E-boy and e-girl culture, I think it gets hated on a lot, but I mean, it can be good, it can be bad. You know, some e-people, they're like considered sluts and fuckboys and shit, but there's some people who are just in it for the aesthetic, I think, because it's also an aesthetic.
Like, would y'all consider yourselves e-boys and e-girls?
Low-key, high-key, yeah.
So, coming from your standpoint as e-girl, e-boy, you said that the culture gets hated on a lot. Why would you say that the culture gets hated on a lot? Because people see them as sluts? Like you said before, sluts, like fuckboys? Or is it something else that people hate about it? Or is it jealousy? Or is it, what is it about?
There's like
low-key jealousy, and also because it's somewhat cringy, because
They just don't get it. They're like, ew.
they don't really get it.
Yeah. So in the statement of e-boys and e-girls, the other people I've interviewed, they've all said that the only people who are e-boys and e-girls are children. What do you guys think about that?
People are saying that e-boys and e-girls are children. Yeah.
Like they're all kids.
I
Like
feel
they're
like
all really young.
No.
it's definitely the. I feel like it's full of Gen Zs or millennials too. I feel like it's definitely a younger culture type vibe, but I don't think it's kids. I think they're like young adults.
What would the age range be, you'd say? Like 15 to mid-20s, maybe? Or early 20s?
I wouldn't say. I feel like it'd be 16 or 17 that I'd start at, and then probably like, I don't know, it could go all the way to, I know some guys like, I think he's 40, I don't remember.
Do you guys have any clothing statements you would like to give about Void or VRChat in general?
Wear a condom. Don't get STDs. That's what I'm gonna say.
Let me ask you a couple questions about the Void Club, alright? So what, have you been to the
Alright.
Void Club, one? Have you been there? You know about it?
Only like a couple times.
Okay. But so what is your overall opinion, if you can formulate one?
Kind of toxic. Still kind of just everyone sitting in front of mirrors. Not that much going on. I prefer Club VGL, but
We've interviewed a lot of people, and they've been saying that the Void Club is where you go for your ERP sessions, for all your odd commodities. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you if you think that's the truth.
I think it could be part of the truth at least. I think definitely people would go there. I mean, the private rooms, I mean, it would make sense.
What is your overall opinion of e-boys or e-girls? Let's just start with e-boys. What is your overall opinion of e-boys?
I think it kind of sucks, to be honest. I think it's I kind of get what they're going for, but it's that, you're about like that whole, like, almost like SoundCloud rapper style fucking, like, fuckboy kind of individual is what I'm assuming you're talking about. I don't know, I think they kind of suck. I don't like what they're going for, but I mean, everyone has their own thing, so I mean, if it's not hurting anyone, fuck it. They can be whoever they want to be, but not for me.
What about e-girls? What is your overall opinion of them?
I don't know. I mean, I'm almost in the same boat as e-boys. I don't really like them very much. They're like they're both like pretty thirsty, depending on who it is. It's just like when they're how do I explain this? It's fine what they do, you know, they play games or they have a bunch of internet culture bullshit, but just the thottery is insane. I really don't understand why it's so strong. I know it's not like the whole population, but I think that's like the bad eggs of it, I guess. They're a little more like normal-ish. They would be probably be more like welcomed, I guess.
We actually recently had somebody say that e-boys and e-girls are mostly children. Do you have that share that same view? Like, do you think that they're just some kids that are fucking around on a video game doing some weird shit?
I could definitely see why you would say that. I feel like, yeah, you definitely have seen some, clearly underage people do some shit like that. But no, I don't. I think that's like I don't think it's a majority, at least. I think people like over 18 are almost just as bad. They have more like experience and they're just weird and thirsty as hell.
So we'd like to give our interviewees a closing statement that they can say. It could be about the Void Club, VRChat, anything you want to talk about. Like, you can say some shit for the new people. So just if there's anything you want to say, you can go ahead and say it.
I think e-boys and e-girls need some more parental supervision. I think that like their parents don't give a fuck, so they're just like hella thotty online, even dudes, which is weird. I don't hate them as like a I guess a culture, if that's what you would want to call them, or their circles or whatever. But like their aesthetics are alright, but I'm not into that weird, like, not weird, but they're really loud trap SoundCloud influenced kind of music and that kind of shit. But everyone has their own thing.
I personally try to avoid the Void Club a good amount. First, because the people would also just like, I feel like as a friend. A good friend of mine put it, you can't take a step in there without getting stuck in a puddle of cum.
Yeah, every time I go in there, everyone's like half naked and like being super sexual.
Exactly. They're incredibly just... When you go there, everyone there is
Like
the mind of, I'm gonna fuck some anime character virtually. I want some anime character to shit in my mouth. And I'm not about that,
It doesn't even sound like a joke. It doesn't even sound like a joke half the
Greasy
time.
bastards. It isn't a joke half the time.
Fucking grease bags.
Yeah.
It's all the people who can't talk to people outside of like VRChat at all, and because of that, they get so like depraved of any sort of social interaction. So then they go to a place like that, meet other people who are very lonely and also incredibly pent up and horny. And since this is pretty much all they know when it comes to like interacting with people, they go with it and eventually just start fucking in fucking VRChat.
There's nothing wrong with like wanting to get intimate with someone like over a call, but like when you just come straight into VR just to only do that, then yeah, kind of a fucking loser, dude. Like, do that in private.
Like I can't hate on
like,
someone
why do you have to go
for a exactly.
Public and do it. I went to the Void Club because I thought, it was gonna be like dancing and music. Everyone was just fucking.
I have nothing against like long distance relationships. Hey there, Delilah. Slaps way too hard for me to have anything against long distance relationships.
Can I say something? I just want to address. I just want to address.
There's nothing wrong with
nothing is wrong if you have consent.
But especially when you do it publicly, you have to have the consent of everyone in that room and anyone who can walk in. Which I promise you, when I go to the Void Club, none of those people have my consent to be doing what they're doing in there.
We can move on to another question that we have, and so it's the e-girl and e-girl cultures. We've interviewed a lot of people, and they seem to be linked, I would say, to the Void Club in some way. So would you say? And somebody has said, well, e-girls and e-boys are all just like children, people that are younger, and it kind of makes sense that they're like, the horny type and all that. So would you think that they're children, or like, are they like, what would you say, like, that is the age gap, space, whatever
You're right. I'm going downstairs.
I feel like a lot of the e-girls are like super young, like they're 14.
Oh,
15.
I think all of them are. I'd say an person, boy and girl, would range anywhere from like
something like VRChat, like
fucking
that
9 to
like people don't ask their ages. Like no one asks.
Yeah.
So you have like all
I've
of these
met a lot
people
of
like in
9-year-olds
their
on.
20s, 30s, having access.
Let me show what I know about all about boys, e-boys and e-girls.
But now said about
they
ages.
clearly fake their age to whatever they want you to think that they are.
I like with VRChat, I make a lot of friends that are like older or much younger than me. Not like an astonishing amount, but so there. Outside of that, all my friends are about my age exactly. But on here, you get to know a person, and then eventually you usually find out their age. That's something you can't do on here. And as Jacob was saying, with the whole like e-girl e-boy thing, how they're kind of lying about their ages, that's a horrible thing, because these people, the e-boy e-girl thing started pretty much the same time as TikTok did. These are TikTok kids. They're teenagers for the most part. Early 20s, maybe at the latest. But when they're saying like when these like 15-year-old girls are saying like, oh yeah, I'm totally legal or whatever, or like these young boys, it's when it's going too far for sure.
See, we can move on to the next question here, and it's still about e-girls and e-boys because they're linked pretty heavily into the Void Club.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna ask your opinion. So we're gonna start with e-boys. What is your opinion on the e-boy culture?
I mean, people can be themselves.
Toxic.
I don't care. But yeah, a lot of them are actually really toxic. I would totally agree with
Super
that.
toxic.
I'm fine
They
with
seem
that,
to have this.
as long as you don't try and pull
I'm
me
gonna
into
choke
it.
you because it's
You keep your
sexy,
distance, I'll
they
keep
don't
mine.
understand.
A lot of them also, I noticed, push this like both e-boys and e-girls actually. This will go into both of them. Push this like it's cool to be depressed sort of thing, which is something that's been going on for a while. But I feel like the e-boy and e-girl culture like really further pushed that. And that's actually a horrifying thing to me. Yeah, they romanticize being depressed. They like say like, oh, I cut myself all the time. I'm the fucking cutting queen. That was someone's Instagram bio I saw. Some 14-year-old girl Instagram bio was cutting queen. And that's a horrible thing. Like depression is something that is incredibly overprescribed, and that's a heavy part into it.
There's a lot of BDSM stuff implied, but the thing is they're young kids and they don't understand what the actual implications are and what the proper
They have no
procedures
clue
are,
what the
like
fuck
the
it is.
consent.
They're
They
just
don't-
like, oh yeah, this sounds cool.
So like, oh yeah, girls think choking is sexy, so I'm gonna choke a girl, but they don't understand that you're not actually choking the person. There's like a method and everything in it.
Another thing about the depression part is that, as well as like getting overprescribed, because you know people are talking about it more, even though they probably don't have it, is it creates this negative stigma about people who actually are like self-harming. You know, like I have friends who go, oh, he's just a cutter, he's just edgy, edgelord kind of shit. And that's fucking horrible. And it's scary to me that people would like see someone who is going through that kind of shit and think negatively about that instead of trying to help them.
We can move on to the flip of the coin, the opposite side. E-girls. What's our opinion on the e-girls? What you guys think?
A lot of the e-girl stuff is it's the daddy stuff. Like,
I totally agree.
now
Yeah.
you have 14, 15-year-old girls hitting on older guys because they want to have a quote-unquote daddy, and it's like super inappropriate. Or I'm gonna steal your dad. I'm gonna be your new stepmom. Like that. Don't joke about that. Like that's
Yeah.
weird. Like that's disgusting.
Well,
like
it's
I wouldn't
just
want
fucking
any of
weird.
these teenagers anywhere near my family.
That's sort of like because there's people who would like actually prey on that. Those people who are like, oh, I'm 14, but I want an older man. There's people who would act on that.
And people just laugh it off these days. They'll be
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's
haha, I
horrifying to
remember when
me.
I was that age, and it's like a serious thing.
Oh, like no, it was on Tumblr. That would make a lot more sense. It was on Tumblr, where it was called Teacher Crushes, and it was these very young girls, usually middle school, writing very sexual fantasies about their actual teachers. Yeah,
And
that's what the culture's only further needed.
That's
These are the kind of kids
disgusting.
that are on VRChat right now, and
Yeah.
they're the kids that hang out in the Void Club.
Fuck. They said it was lit.
Like Hug, like here at Hug, you get all the trolls, but like the Void Club, like I would feel like I did something wrong
I'm
going
always
to
on
the
the
Void Club
Discord,
because
so.
all those people that are sitting there moaning and walking around with their nude avatars are literally 14,
Catch you later, G.
15. Like that's gross. I'm 27. I don't want to see that. They're all self-loathing, but they're not self-loathing because they actually hate themselves. They're self-loathing because they just want other people to like them, or like they're doing it for the attention. Yeah, and that's what VRChat is. It's like people just want attention on. So they're gonna sit around like, look at my new pickles, look at my anime titties. Guys like this, give me this, and guys are like, oh yeah, give me some fucking pixelated cootie. I don't fucking know.
So there's this one girl I knew, who like had this really like serious relationship with another guy in VRChat. You know, like whole non-sarcastic wedding and all that shit. Eventually there was this falling out because like some personal problems between them and stuff, usual stuff. And that kind of sent this girl into like a downward spiral because she had some mental issues herself and definitely had some low self-esteem, and she was craving that like attention, that like sexual, like I am attractive, people like me, and VRChat's such a horrible place because of the e-boys for that sort of thing. Because then you have this girl who is desperate for this sort of attention, and she quickly realizes, if I'm a slut and I like get everyone around me to be aroused by me, I'm gonna get that attention. So she would start like dating people like back to back so fast, e-dating like 3 guys in a day. And it got to a point where she was so desperate for this attention, this negative attention that she doesn't realize is so awful for her, that she went into I think it was a black cat actually, with a remote control vibrator and allowed people to control it.
The whole e-girl, e-boy thing, like just the whole thing is just toxic in general. And I think places like the Void Club, like you go in, I think it's just a toxic environment in general because they go in and they see one girl sitting there getting attention from several guys and they think, well, I want attention like that too. So then they, sit and they watch and they figure out, well, if I, just act like a stereotypical e-girl, I'll get the attention I want. And then, I don't know, like, I guess people don't realize that stuff that happens to you as a teenager kind of sticks with you for like a really long time. What you're saying about your friend and like the getting the attention from all the guys, like, that's something I went through in real life. Like, as a teenager, that was the only kind of attention I could find, and it led to, I have terrible dating history, I have more sexual partners than I've had real life partners, like, online, offline. Physically, I've been with over 20 people before I was even 8, and
Damn.
And it's because there's guys that take advantage, and they see, like, there's this girl, and see, the thing is I was a scene kid, which was basically, in my time, the equivalent of an e-girl. That's what I was, and it's again a toxic environment. Like places like the Void Club need. I don't know. I don't think they need to be here. It's bringing all kinds of all wrong attention.
And that concludes our documentary on the Void Club and VRChat. From the people in the Void Club to the people outside in the community, it's up to you now to formulate your own opinion. Is the Void Club as bad as they say?
I don't think they need to be here.
Or is it just another club?
It's just a club.
Is it worth your time? Or is it not? Thank you to all the people who have given us their support on this journey. And thank you for watching.